Okay, so this is the Crawl Cosplay Challenge. I think this is the last one for this set anyway. This is apparently we're cosplaying as Maurice the Thief this time. He's a human, but we actually have the option of playing a Vine Stalker instead, which we're gonna do. And the reason for that is we're playing BCrawl, and so you'll see that in BCrawl there's something interesting here. They evolve into a specialized variant when reaching level 8, kind of like a Draconian. You don't get to pick; it just kind of randomly happens. So we'll maybe see, maybe we'll see something interesting, from that. Anyway, the conducts this week are pretty simple. So for weapons, we have to use short blades, throwing, and fighting. But since we're saddled with Dithmanos, we really probably don't want to go throwing. Did they allow to pick BCrawl for new set and challenges? I know they did last week. I don't know if it's the case this week, but if they don't want to accept it for being BCrawl, then whatever. I'm just... This is for Twitch and YouTube. If, I'm not really super interested in, trying to win the competition or whatever. I already didn't, get max points on the first week because I splatted and didn't feel like replaying it. Anyway, so only short blades, throwing, and fighting. Will probably avoid throwing. Says train evocations or hexes to at least 14 before level 27. That's super easy considering we almost always go to 15 evocations anyway. So I'm not even going to worry about that. That's just going to happen. Only wear light armor, ER 5 or less. I remember on my last time that I had this restriction, it was really annoying. So we'll just have to live with that, I guess. Have a suspicion we're going to be in stat form with a short blade, which is really bizarre, but it is what it is, And then the bonus challenges are we've got to get the Abyssal Rune during the Orb Run, which is actually a very surprising challenge because the Orb Run doesn't follow you into the Abyss, so I'm not really sure what the challenge there is. Other than that you kind of have to take a little detour to a portal, I guess, on your way up. And here's the hard one. It's called the Dark Project. Get a rune without killing anything in that rune's branch, including after you get the rune. So you're allowed to affect and even hurt monsters, but they can't die through actions you take, including creating allies, enslaving other monsters, etc. So, yeah, we can't kill them. We're actually not allowed to lure them out of the branch and then kill them. We have to sneak through and grab it. Also, the Abyss doesn't count for this challenge, so we'll probably do one of the layer branches, and we'll see how that works out. So with that explained, let's go Vine Stalker. It's a Vine Stalker. Wait a minute, there are no assassins. There are no assassins in BCrawl. That would explain why they didn't mention BCrawl on this as an option. I'm just gonna do it with a rogue, which is pretty much the same thing. And if Kitchen Ace has a problem with that, then I just won't get the points for it, I guess. But, rogue is just assassin, I think, minus curare plus a wand. So it actually seems, that actually seems more thematic for Maurice than the assassin does, come to think of it. So we'll just do this. So yeah, with rogue, we get poison needles instead of curare. We get poison needles, on a regular assassin anyway, but we don't get any curare on this start, and we get a wand of flame and a wand of enslavement instead. So it's kind of a combination of assassin and artificer, which seems like a pretty decent thing, to be honest, to merge, because both of those are starts that just have stuff that help them get through the early game. So it's cool. So we're gonna take a look at our aptitudes here. We have pretty big stealth, enormous stealth actually, 4 aptitude. Damn, I think that's higher than mainline. Crappy fighting, crappy short blades, crappy everything really. Let's take fighting to 2, short blades to 2. Alright, so the only thing I really need to worry about is if I'm low on evocations by around level 25, we need to start training that. And then we also need to make sure we don't wear any heavy armor, and we need to make sure that we don't pick up the Abyssal Rune, and we need to make sure that we keep one branch free to walk through without killing anything. Should be okay. Let's see if we can get a nice stab on this worm, and we do. Hell yeah. Alright, so ordinarily I would not train daggers so early, but I'm fine with doing that on this character, I guess, just because we're not streaking. Now, if I recall correctly, ringmail is actually, yeah, it's forbidden to us. That's ER7, and we have to stay at or below 5. So maybe Acid Dragon scales it is. Blowgun scales from fighting. That's true. And technically that's a throwing weapon, so maybe we'll do that. I am curious if Kitchen Ace will let me get away with this, with playing as a rogue in BCrawl. Okay, so these guys can do 12 damage to us. Do I start with my regen? Yeah, I do. Okay, so back up, attack, he misses, attack, back up, attack, back up, attack, back up, attack. There we go. That was 2 worms on D1. They're not really that rare, but usually I don't see so many. Regen minus spirit. Oh yeah, we don't have spirit shield anymore. We only get that if we evolve into a certain kind of Vine Stalker, right? Okay, we'll be getting strength because we're going to be in melee, and maybe we will end up throwing. I don't know. I know that Vine Stalkers in BCrawl still have that restriction. Was it a buckler? I didn't see a buckler. Nope. Even Mana doesn't have it? Mana Stalker? Well, I guess we'll find out maybe, depending on which Vine Stalker version we get. I don't know about what the versions are. I know there's 3 different ones, and that's about it. Anyway, still nothing that we can use, really. We're not allowed to use, well, we're allowed to use weapons that aren't short blades or throwing. We're not allowed to train those. So if I wanted to, I could grab this spear and where ID it, but if it was cursed, then we would pretty much have to restart, right? And let's go down. Let's read this. It's a tally. Let's go back up. Go back down. I was hoping it was pretty much anything but that, but that's okay. It's nice to have tally available. Ooh, woohoo! Ring of Pro Magic this early. Now that is a find. That is a really good find. Got him. Do we dare fight? Yeah, because we have wands, I'm okay with fighting this guy. Why don't we just go ahead and flame him to death? Grab the stones. Wow, okay, that's a large shield. A little early for such a thing, but I guess I'll put it on. How was Gungeon? I loved it, Stormworm. I'm definitely going to stream it again. In fact, I was kind of torn between streaming that or this tonight. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. There's a, the VOD is up and it'll be on YouTube later. But I mean, I'll stream again. I'm sure at some point before too long. It's my fault really. I shouldn't have streamed so late, so a lot of people missed it. Going into it blind was interesting. I mean, I liked it because, you know, it's only a few years old. I think it's from 2016, so it's relatively new. But despite that, it's got some real difficulty to it, you know, which is, I think, kind of a rarity among modern games. Ouch, bite. But we have a bite attack. But yeah, I beat the first boss. So I tried all characters once. So there were 4 characters, and I tried all of them one time. And I beat the first boss, I think, every single time. 2 of those times it was the bird, and then one of them it was like a bullet with a crown, like a king bullet. And then I died to the slime once when I went into a secret zone. See, I don't know. I had a pretty easy time against the bird, and the bullet guy actually. But the slime thing was just like, he just wrecked me the one time I got to him. He's got this one move that you really have to dodge like a champion, like twice in a row perfectly, or you definitely take damage unless you want to use a blank. But I was getting the hang of it pretty quickly. Anyway, did I fight the bird in the arena with pits? No, I don't think there were any pits. I don't remember. I don't think the game threw any pits at me for my boss fights. Any of them really? We unlocked some chick with a robot who sold me new things that can drop. Dodge rolling into pits during this fight is so annoying. Well, the fact that you get extra max hit points for taking no damage during the fight really it adds a layer of, well, it makes it more exciting. A layer of excitement gets added, I guess. That's how I would phrase that. Alright, curing. Magic. I shouldn't be identifying potions because, like, heal wounds is not as useful for me because I'm a vine stalker. I should be identifying scrolls for fear, blink, etc. Can't believe we found this large shield so early. Whoa. Dagger of Venom. Alright, good find. Smoking gives you badass points? What? What, like in Gungeon? Is there like a cigarette item? Okay, well, we're gonna drop our +2 dagger. We're gonna wear our +1 dagger. Dagger of Venom. I'm gonna grab this +2 dagger and hold on to it in case I read ID brand weapon. Smoking cigarettes in Gungeon helps you. I don't think I found that yet. Okay, we identified Scroll of Blinking. I use this 2-stack, it's Remove Curse, that means I can wear these rings. I can also wear this spear. Okay, that's fine. Remember, we're allowed to use any weapon we want to, we're just not allowed to train it. So we're going to read Remove Curse, drop Attention, wear Pro Magic, wear Dagger of Venom. Coolness is a hidden stat in Gungeon, and smoking is one way to increase it. Well, what does coolness affect? I don't know, my first run was interesting because I pissed off the shopkeeper by attacking him. And apparently there's some kind of secret item you can get if you do that enough times, so later I did it again and I found out the hard way that if you piss him off once, I guess he never comes back for any of the future floors for that character. Drop rate increases and items come off cooldown faster. That sounds cool. Okay, so we're forced to go Dithmenos, so we can't worship Che, as fun as that would be. Did I see a manual? A manual of hexes. Huh. That's one of the skills that... Well, it says we have to train evocations or hexes to 14 before level 27, but I don't really want to go hexes, especially since we haven't had found any spells in the school, and it's just kind of, well, I don't know, because BCrawl could have some interesting hex spells. Don't do it too early. Hey, Desert, how you doing, man? Maybe I'll have to check his channel out sometime. But yeah, I will not go into that. Well, you know what? I will go into this vault. Whoops. Whoops. Back up. Okay, we're gonna enslave. Okay, buddy. Wow. I'm amazed. That failed way more times than it should have. This is my fault. For 60%, I did it like 4 times. Oh, we actually died. Alright, I would never have done this while on a streak. But I just... Wow, that's incredible. That failed like 4 times at 60%. Alright, that's embarrassing. That's my fault, though. We'll just pound out another one. It's no problem. Well, that's why you just assume... I mean, typically with vaults like that, you just don't, you don't go in if you're actually trying to play for win rate. Don't forget to eat all mutagenic chunks. What's up, Remonster12? I'm afraid that, that was taken out a long time ago. But we are playing a fork. Maybe BHoth, / Gary Burton put that back in. Yeah, mutagenic chunks, those don't exist anymore. Can't eat them. Alright. Leather armor. That is below ER5, so under the conducts I am allowed to wear it. I don't think he's in chat right now. He does show up sometimes when I'm streaming BCrawl. Apologies for shamefully splatting there. No real excuse. Alright, so base damage 5 from Terrence, plus his hand axe is, plus 7 is 12. So we're looking, actually, you subtract 2 from that, 10, maybe 1 more for my leather armor, he can do 9 damage to me. Let my regen kick in. Let my regen kick in again. Of course, he'll regen too. There we go. Sadly, can't wear his chainmail, according to the rules of the conduct. What a shame that we lost out on that that Venom brand dagger. No big deal, though. Oh, hello, D2 Knowles. What's up, buddies? This time we're going to use Flame. We're going to proceed to miss twice because these Knolls are just straight up immune to to wands, apparently. Although that worked. There we go. Got him. I tell you, we would have been fine if RNG hadn't screwed me over so badly, but it's not really an excuse since I chose to go into the transporter vault and put myself in that situation. Here's Robin, let's get a free helmet. Let's pull her up so she can't have mighted dudes helping her. What race am I playing? This is a Vine Stalker, which is kind of like a plant man, I guess. We regenerate quickly. In mainline, you also get Spirit Shield, which is like Mana Shield in Diablo 2. But in BCrawl, we don't get that until later, and then only maybe. We cannot heal with potions on this species. So it's something to keep in mind. We also have crappy hit points. Halberd Knoll can one-shot any dude. He couldn't one-shot me. I have enough hit points that it's not possible. That was Sif Muna, but according to the challenge, we have to take Dithmenos. Fated Altar. Just take the Fated Altar and restart if it's not Dithmenos. Just kidding. Just for fun, I think I'm going to train stealth. Ordinarily, I would never train like this, but could be fun. Okay, let's identify scrolls. Maybe we'll get magic mapping. That's Telly. Sigmund the Dreaded. I'm gonna go for the stab. It doesn't work out for me. Flame. Got him. Again, if I was streaking, we would just have not tried to engage him. He has a +2 robe, which actually has more AC. No GDR, unfortunately, but I want the extra stealth, since we're playing more for fun than for optimality. Started an 8-player FFA game with Aztec Nation. Yeah, when I'm not streaking, I do play really carelessly, Mr. Alstrom, because it's more fun, I think, than... Well, not in all situations, but like once in a while, it's more fun. Anyway, so this is Very Distant Drain. We're sort of trying to find the sewer. So, Stormworm, in that game, doesn't 8 players take basically forever? I mean, if the base game is really slow. I'm gonna pick up the gold. I'm not doing that yet, Desert, because I don't want to waste time, because I'm trying to find the sewer, which I just found. The sewer vault will go away. Alright, Mr. I do 10 damage. Flame. Let these guys fight while I regenerate a bit. Okay, we're gonna paralyze. Paralyze. Succeed this time. I'm gonna back off a bit, let my regen do the work. Playing so reckless. Recklessly. We can just fight this stuff, probably. Yep, there we go. Oh, hello, more orcs. A little odd for there to be orcs guarding the sewer. Just gonna go in so it doesn't close on me. Just kind of ignoring the fact that I have a blowgun that I started with. Oh right, this is the vault with the crocodile. Very, very, very early crocodile, mind you. And we have no flight with which to fly over the water and try to stab him, and even if we did, then it doesn't matter because... Anyway, we got I mean, he woke up anyway, but we got the paralyzed, so we'll just stab him with that since we found that para wand. Rewarded with a potion of curing. Mysterious dagger, which we're going to wear. It's a +0 dagger of venom. Sounds good. Scrolls of enchant armor. I'm gonna... I'll go ahead and use the enchant armor on a helmet. Yeah, I just noticed that crocodiles can sprint and BCrawl. That was a little spooky, I suppose. Let's change this +2 dagger to the second slot and actually use it against this dude who's unlikely to be poisoned. Oh man. I'm about to paralyze this guy just out of straight up annoyance. Okay, found nothing on this floor. Let's identify, keep identifying scrolls. Ordinarily we'd be doing potions first, but because this guy can't heal, pretty much rather have scrolls for, well, we still need blink. Stab. Poison this guy to death. This can do what, 10 damage? Yeah. You know what? Paralyzed didn't work. Let's go up. 33% is unlikely to work for me anyway. Only have 3 flame left, damn. Is there any throwables? Oh, there are tomahawks, and we're allowed to not only use throwables, we can train them if we want to. Let me, where's the tomahawks? Those are over here. I'm gonna grab those. Grab some more. Maybe I can just avoid that guy and not have to worry about it. Everything woke up, unfortunately. Yeah, so there's no max poison in BCrawl. So Edmund goes down like a sack of bricks there. Sadly, we can't use his awesome +3 scale mail. According to the rules of the conduct, it's just too heavy. Alrighty, whatever kind of... Okay, we're a Twilight Stalker. You feel a sudden thirst for living beings, your body grows into and around your armor, you slip into the darkness of the dungeon, you feel attuned to necromancy and ice. So I guess my ice apt and my necro apt became good. Your bite drains the enemy's life force. Wow, okay, so we can get hit points from biting, I guess, vampiric. Living things anyway. Body grows into and around your armor. Your stealth is less affected by armor. Well, that's kind of useless to me because I'm, you know, minus, or only allowed to use 5 ER. But slip into the darkness of the dungeon. Is that actually slightly more attuned to the shadows? Does that reduce my line of sight? I guess I'm a vampiric plant. Anyway, this would be the guy that we want, I guess. Oh wow, holy shit, my bite doesn't, drain life, it actually is a drain brand. That's really good. Wow, okay. Night Stalker, okay. There's the heal wounds, we'll drop those. Alright, where's Deathmanos? Hopefully he's in here, there he is. Wonder if he's been changed in BCrawl. Hey, it's my boy Pikel. Dude, we're gonna be a big boss hog for a little while here with this brand. Have to say. Black Bear is zerking, but he dies anyway. Pretty cool. Full immune to armor penalty on stealth. Wow, really? What a shame that we can't wear heavy armor then, according to the challenge. Or we'd be in like Iron Dragon scales or something. Oh, you're talking. Oh no, you're talking about the actual original Night Stalker. So it's probably not complete immunity. Not that it matters anyway. Alright. Let's drop Scroll of Noise. Let's check our skills. Stealth is coming along really nicely. Overtraining the hell out of it just for fun. Definitely not the optimal thing to do. In fact, when I'm trying to streak, I typically train no stealth past 2. We should take evokes to 5-ish. In fact, just to save myself trouble, why don't we just go ahead and set the skill training target to 15. Which is where I want it to be eventually anyway. We have an awful lot of wands. feel like, I don't know, I feel like Vine Stalkers are a lot better in BCrawl. Which is good because they're nerfed all to hell in mainline from what they once were. Hello. We have removed Chris. Let's try this thing on. God damn, what is up, boy? The +10 Rapier of Karma. We'll be wearing this for some time, possibly forever. What's the min delay on a Rapier? 14. Wasn't expecting to just find a casual +10 weapon on this run, but I'll take it. Now we just need a shield. There's a buckler right there. Clearly I'm cheating. Okay, let's pull this stuff. I call hacks. Whoa, oh, whoa, okay, we could be one-shotted here. There we go. Pre-recorded. Yeah, I'm like that guy. Who was the guy who did the Yoshi's Island thing, where he pretended to play the game, but it was all pre-recorded, and he actually had a camera on his hands, and he straight up pretended to play the game. And he did this apparently for years, or at least a year, until people finally called him out on it. Why would you do that? People do all kinds of wacky things for notoriety. They want to be the best in the world at something, or they want to at least be recognized as the best in the world at something. Personally, I don't see the point. Oh hey, that's our Lek ring. Only in BCrawl. Cool. And it's like, I don't see the point, because it's like, you know, if you're not actually doing it, you know, what have you really accomplished, you know? Boots. Alright, fully armored. Just need an amulet and a ring now. Resist corrosion? Okay. But it's like, I don't know, if you're just like a low self-esteem kind of person, or you just don't have much in the way of ethics. I mean, for some people, and this is what really separates people with character and people without character, I guess, you know, it's less about accomplishing something and more about getting recognized for accomplishing something. And I think there's a certain class of person who just does not care, you know, whether they earned it or not, you know. It's like a whole different species of human, you know, because it's like, to the people who do care about that kind of thing, it's hard to even imagine, you know. So we just found Transmute's book. Kind of pointless to us since we're not allowed to train unarmed combat, sadly. But stat form we may end up using with a short blade, which is really, really dumb, but nevertheless. Whoa, I did not mean to do that. Let's pull back here. We could be confused, but it's not a huge deal. Let's ice blast this stuff. Let's see if we can't get the para. And we do. Cool. Just gonna melee this one. A little bit rough. Has Dismenos changed at all? Enhancing my stealth, reducing the accuracy of my foes. Cool. Step into shadows, leaving a shadow behind. That seems new. Sometimes bleed smoke when heavily injured, and then you get shadow form. Okay, so it's almost the same. We just tabbed through a orc warrior. Alright. Okay, shadow step. Out of range, so it has to be in my shadow, I guess. I'm gonna dissent him. You blow up Minkari. Hell yeah. I just didn't feel like getting tormented today. Get the stab. Should be getting an awful lot of stabs, and yeah, here we go. Nice stab on the Spriggan Baker. Wow, there are a lot of big things on this D7. Super dangerous to fight this Komodo dragon, but we're attacking it below 1 speed, so it's fine. What I'm more concerned about is this damn Yaktar. Is that a shapeshifter? Yeah, he doesn't... Yeah, it was a shapeshifter, because he didn't have a bow. Or a crossbow. Shimmering shortbow. Sadly not allowed to train that, so I'm not even going to bother identifying it. It's troll leather armor. Whoa, we found the hat of the bear spirit at some point. Alright, so hold on a minute. Troll leather armor is allowed. It reduces our EV by 1, but the encumbrance rating is only 4. So yeah, we're gonna use that to gain the GDR and the regen. So we regen just hilariously fast now, 1 per turn instead of 0.6 per turn. Kind of cool. And then bear spirit. What is this? When did we find this? Oh, we found it on this floor. See, what's funny about this is because this kind of Vine Stalker doesn't get Spirit Shield in BCrawl, but now we've got it. And we've also got an enormous amount of MR, and we've got RN+, so yeah, we're moving up in the world. That's quite good. Quite good. And perhaps even more importantly, we can rage if we want to. Sort of bad to have Spirit Shield, I guess, on Dithmenos, since you kind of want to be able to Shadow Form away from fights, but I feel like Shadow Form is something you use before you're in trouble rather than while you're in trouble. Oop. Let's pull this stuff. You know what might be a little more interesting, by the way, than the way that BCrawl currently does its staircase teleports? What if you had more of a chance to teleport the more enemies, or the higher tension? Tension is like an internal meter that's measured by how dangerous the game thinks the current situation is. So if it's a really high tension situation, then you're more likely to get teleported. So that trying to stair dance huge groups of enemies is more likely to lead to you ending up on that floor. Continuing to be on that floor just elsewhere. Could be interesting. Maybe I will bring that to Gary Burton's attention as an idea later. Hello, Elder. How you doing, man? Alright, fire dragon scales, that's way heavier than we're allowed to wear. Backstabs are lit. We are getting a good amount of stabs. There's a cloak of invis. There's also a hat up there. First of all, let's try this hat on. +2 hat. Well, it's not going to be better than Hat of the Bear Spirit. No, it's not the Umber Ring. This is actually Dithmenos' aura. Alright, well, Invis is going to be huge for the challenge. You remember we have to do a whole branch without killing anything, so we're definitely going to pop that thing on. Boom. Gain 2 AC from that. Seems cool. Seems like we're developing into quite the stabber. Probably shouldn't have tried to stab that 2-headed ogre, but whatever, it worked. Okay, identify, scrolls, identify. We can drop enchant weapon. Let's just try the amulet on. If this was mainline, then I would not be randomly trying scrolls on because harm exists in mainline, but that's been taken out of BCrawl, so the only fear would have been if it was Faith, which we kind of really don't want, I guess, on Dithmenos. Let's drop Amnesia and tell the game not to pick it up anymore. We're probably not going to be casting spells this game. I'm going to drop this Guardian Spirit Amulet because we've already got Guardian Spirit from the bear hat and doesn't stack. Alright, so we're worshipping Deathmenos already. That means it's, according to the rules of the challenge, we are allowed to go into lair now. I'm gonna drink a potion just to get this identified, and then we'll stop doing that. I guess we have haste identified now. That's good enough for me. Just wanted to have some kind of buff available to me in here. Some of these backstabs are working well. Oh god. Wow, Lair 1 Molten Gargoyle. That's spooky as hell. How much damage do they do with their magma bolt? 3d15, 45 damage. God damn. 45 damage. Well, he can two-shot me. Disintegrate 53%. Be nice if we had flight. Identified brilliance. Nope. Okay, he's awake. Try for the para, and we actually win at 28%. We get the para. Didn't expect that to work, but okay. Okay, we gotta watch out for this dude. He can do, well, in melee, 40 damage, and then depending on whether BH Oth has, well, wait a minute. He doesn't have airstrike in this version. Okay. Summon Minor Demon instead. Curious. Well, we're allowed to use throwables and we're allowed to train them, but I can't swap off the rapier without sucking down drain. It's no good. Does he see invisible? Yes, he can see invisible. We don't have to fight him. I could zerk him down. That'll probably work. Yeah, baby. That was a little risky. I shouldn't have done that, to be honest, but it was virtually guaranteed to work. But when you're trying to maximize win rate, you don't do the things that are virtually guaranteed to work. You only do the things that are actually guaranteed to work, or perhaps more better described, the things that are guaranteed not to make you die. And that was definitely a chance of death that I took there. Very small, but possible. Perhaps we should have at least netted him first. Assuming he's not too big to be netted. But yeah, Stormworm, I would like to try that sometime. It sounds interesting. We have our core. I'm just going to tab this. So our Aro is slowly getting bigger. Oh man, we just got to stab 2 elephants. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, 8 heads, that's a lot. Okay, we got the slow. I was a little worried because that's like, let's see, 18, so 20 times 8 is 160, and then, let's see, it would be like 146 damage, I think. It's a lot of damage he can do to me, but each one is reduced by my GDR. Why don't we actually, what am I doing? Why don't we go invis and completely fail? So I'm going to walk away. Try going invis again. There we go. Attack, attack, back off. I'm just going to rage, back off, rage. There we go. Again, if this was a game where I really cared about playing for win rate, we probably would have just not engaged that, or more likely we would have reset the fight via a staircase, and then come back, and then at max range, probably like Ice Blasted him or something. Astral magic, you say? Visibility. This, hugely wasteful evocations training is going to become Very useful. If I were to play for win rate, would I have even picked that race? Well, I mean, it depends what you mean by playing for win rate. I mean, when I say that, I usually am talking about after the race class selections, because if you want to play for win rate from before you even pick your character, then you would only play like Deep Dwarf Artificers and Minotaur Berserkers and stuff. I mean, yeah, Vinestalker, I would say, is one of the worst races for sure. I remember during my world record streak, the Vinestalkers were the ones that I was looking forward to the least. Focusing Evo, well, it depends what you mean by focusing. It's really good to have, for sure. But typically you don't need more than like 5 to 8 at this point in the game, and I'm like taking it all the way to 15, although I'm doing it slowly. Probably the silliest skilling thing I'm doing right now is training so much stealth. And the short blades too, but short blades is part of the conduct, really, and the stealth is also kind of part of the conduct, since I know I'm going to need a lot to do the conduct-related thing I'm trying to do. Alright, identify, and you know what, I'll actually keep Torment for now. I typically don't, but there are uses for it, I suppose. Kind of got handed an easy game to some extent. You know what, I'm actually gonna wear Ring of Stealth over Corrosion. It's amazing how much stealth we have. I mean, the game thinks I'm maxed out as far as the visual is concerned, but I don't think there actually is a max. Well, no, I mean, having evocations on almost any character is a good idea, but I don't just like train it the entire game. I'll take it to 5 around lair, then I'll take it to 10 a little bit after lair, and then I'll take it to usually 15 by the time I'm either at depths or going through it. That's just like a rule of thumb that I try to follow. Sometimes I don't, though. Level 13. Too bad we lost that first game in such a embarrassing way. Or I would have a large shield right now instead of this dinky buckler. It's fine though. Very powerful rapier, can't complain. Boom! Give me the stab. He has a shield. Nothing's stopping me from using a shield. Okay, cool. Could get put to sleep here, and I am getting put to sleep, but there's only so many of those guys, and they were alone, so wasn't super concerned. Man, this Drain Bite, I tell you, it's doing more for me than you might think. Coolest thing about it is that it's reducing their MR, so what that means is that my wands are way more likely to do cool stuff. Zerk. Should have zerked sooner if I was going to do that. Let's get into a hallway, and then I'm just going to zerk again, to be honest. Local man addicted to berserk. Oh, hell yeah. Stabbed an entire group of 5 blink frogs. That's so sick. Don't have RF, but that Lindworm went down pretty fast. So this weapon is going to be awesome for a while, but sooner or later it will drop off just by virtue of being a rapier. Positive energy, don't need that. Put the stealth back on. Oh, hello, we're actually on layer 6, I didn't even realize. Alright, let's I want to look at this new shadow step. Allows you to step into the shadow of any hostile creature, landing on a random spot adjacent to your target. A shadow clone of yourself. So the shadow clone part I think is unique to BCrawl. But everything else I think is normal. For mainline. Check it out, I'm gonna acid. Trying to kill the Boggart, to kill these summons. Did we just kill that Boggart? And yet there's still a Torpor Snail. Ah, it's the invisible guy here. I'll burn through more acid, I guess. Man, forget this, I'm just gonna teleport. Yeah, Time Stop is a funny spell in any game, really. Because, I mean, the name implies that you're getting just an enormous amount of turn economy. Stab, stab. This is actually really very dangerous, but thankfully all these guys go down. There's a time stop in BCrawl, actually. I have yet to play with it, but I think it lets you cast up to level 4 spells. Just like really, really fast. Or instantly until you run out of mana. Shouldn't have zerked here. Zerking and invisible is kind of a funny combo. Did we just find a wand? No. What's this ring? Magical power, we don't need that. So where did my mortal enemy, the Boggart, go? Stab. Oh, I really wanted to stab the Spriggan Rider, but it didn't happen for me. So we're going to move like this. Evoke invisibility and fail. Try to melee this thing to death. Just a lot of damage as possible. Invis was useless anyway, all these Spriggans can see me. Kill the Boggart, perfect. That's why we positioned here, so that he would pop right out and die. And we're rewarded with basically nothing, but that's okay. This end vault typically doesn't give too much. I'm gonna zerk this thing down. Spriggan Riders are quite a tough enemy for this point in the game. For many characters, really. I'll risk getting paralyzed. Good thing I don't. What the? Oh, AF is fly. Since when do I have a flight? Oh yeah, my rapier I guess is flight. Did not know that. Nice stab on that manticore. Okay. Yeah, I can activate it like an evocable item to give myself flight for a little while. This rapier does like 30 things. Drains me if I take it off, it does a freeze attack, it gives me resistance to cold, it gives me a little extra dex, and it lets me fly if need be. Let's go back to the dungeon. And let's take a look. Yeah, it's quite good. Especially for the point in the game where we found it, it's quite good. Let's look at what we got. So we got Spider and Swamp. We could maybe I favor my chances in Spider more than Swamp in terms of getting in and getting out without killing anything. Slime would be the easiest if we had some way to break in and get the rune. We would need to get Shatter though at that point, which would just be a pain, just miserable. I think we're gonna go for Spider. I mean, the problem is that Spider's End Vault can be this packed, horrible nonsense. Oh, right, you know what we should do? I forgot. We should train invocations up to like 10. This is an invokes god. Shadow form is like 91% fail rate right now because I have no invokes. Whoops. Anyway, we have all the MR we would ever need, so why don't we just go ahead and do Orc and save myself the time. There's Acid Dragon Scales. Oh hey, Artifact Leather. Hello, that's quite good actually. +2 leather, regen, arc horse, slay. It's like a combination troll leather armor plus acid dragon scales. That's pretty sick actually, and we get slay on top of it. Base armor blows, and the GDR is bad too. But we may just have to live with that. How does stealth work in this game? You were training it earlier. Yeah, so the higher your stealth skill, the higher your stealth stat, which is listed here. It looks like I have max, but you can go above that. And that's basically the chance every turn that an enemy is going to notice you. And if it's sleeping, then if you attack it while it's sleeping, you get an enormous boost in damage, especially if you're using a short blade. So you essentially get to assassinate your enemies. And you can force situations like that, like you can confuse things, you can put things to sleep with spells. That was a really good stab. We're not really doing any of that because we don't have any hex magic. However, we can paralyze things with these wands of paralysis. Until we run out of them anyway. Book of Earth. Well, Shatter is available. If I want to try to be an Earth Mage, we could, I suppose we could go in that direction. I don't really want to fool with it though. Not with my 11 intelligence. We probably should have, though. That was probably the optimal thing to do. Stab, 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 stab. Jellies are the least aware thing in the game. Out of all the things in the game, they are the most likely to not notice you. Just pull up. Just back off. I'm gonna descent this thing and then attack it. There we go. Let's go down a different staircase. Do they ruin your equipment like in most games? Previously, yes. In old versions of the game, they did in fact ruin your equipment, but now they just corrode you, which is a temporary effect that gives you a minus slay mod and also reduces your AC temporarily, which is still quite powerful. Okay, we're going to grab the Lamp of Fire. We're going to grab Box of Beasts. We're going to grab... Oh, well, I want to grab Digging, but I was very wasteful with my money, and now I can't. That's okay, though. We'll come back for Digging. Digging will be really helpful if we're going to try to ninja that rune, like the champion that we're trying to be. I'm making fog. With Deathmenos, you make fog when you take too much damage. Nice. Nice stab on that Cyclops. Okay, could take a lot of damage here, but we don't. Red ugly thing goes down. +1 pair of boots. We found a lot of boots this game, but none stealth like we would like. Any artifacts that I missed? Nope. Okay. Okay. You hear the roar of battle. But permanently destroying your gear is not something you like. Well, previously in this game, if you got hit with an ice attack, and you had potions in your inventory, the potions could freeze and shatter. Likewise, if you got hit with a fire attack and you had scrolls, the scrolls could catch on fire. It was really dumb. Yeah, it was really dumb. Okay, we're gonna burn a magic mapping. As much as I want to save that for my super challenge later, I also really want to do this Bailey, because this Bailey could give us a, you know, potion of experience or something cool like that. But this isn't even it. Nope, that's it. Okay. What's this layout, I wonder? Do I have blink? I have a radiate, apparently. 3 scrolls of blinking, 4 tele. I'm just gonna get out of this thing. I wanted to save the net is all, somehow, but... yeah, we already have 7 throwing nets, we're fine. Is this like the baby Bailey with only regular nulls in it? Well, nulls, null sergeants, and null shamans, but no. It's not the one with the electric nulls. Seems pretty easy. Yeah. Don't even care about this trident. I do care about these pearl dragon scales, except encumbrance rating 11, so it's verboten. Forbidden to us. Sadly. What a shame. Crystal plate armor too, which is super forbidden. Electric Knolls is the name of your alt-rock band. Yeah, there's this one version of the Bailey where it's nothing but Knolls with electric halberds, which you can imagine is very terrifying at certain points in the game if it shows up early enough. Alright, let's identify some of these potions. Brass ring, +4 ring of evasion. I'll take that over stealth. Our stealth is already hilariously high. Might as well get better defenses. Speaking of which, we should be training. We should train a little bit of dodging. Also, base AC 3. Hold on. 3, 4. Nothing from the hat. 5, 6. AC 6. Okay, we're gonna train armor up to 4, just to get the point of AC. Minor optimization, but quite good. Trove! +3 Storm Dragon scales. No, I think it's diminishing returns, Elders, so no matter how high you got it, things would notice you once in a while, I believe. I think it also may run off of sort of a D20 system where no matter what, there's like a 1 in 20 chance of it seeing you. But I'm not positive about that last point. We sure are stabbing a lot of things, though. Just rolling through the orc mines now, which, by the way, only has 1 floor in this version, in this fork. So it's significantly more dangerous to roll in here, because before you could reasonably safely do Orc 1, even if you didn't have very much magic resistance, because it was unlikely for there to be more than any. You know, it would be like zero Orc sorcerers would be the likely result. Maybe like 1 or 2 if you get unlucky with the vaults, but usually none on the first floor. But now you got to worry about that. This is a ring with RN and MR plus and strength. We don't really need that actually because of the hat covers. The hat is covering. You know, the hat of the bear spirit is covering all that. Faith we don't need. Poison resistance would be useful. Protection would be useful. But let's wait until we do the rest of the vault or the rest of the floor. Okay, deep trolls can see invisible. I'm gonna rage this stuff down. Okay. Just wanted to see if the blue troll leather armor was any different in BCrawl. It doesn't seem to be. Let's lamp of fire. Seems like we probably got... Oh, no. Yeah, we got this ending. Actually quite dangerous. In fact, this dude can paralyze me. Whoops. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna evoke invisibility. Now he tries to throw rocks into the void, basically. Try not to be hit by more than like one of these guys at once. For obvious reasons, I mean. More than one of the two heads, anyway. Because that's like 100 damage each. Possible. Not likely, but possible. Hey, buddy. Lightning bolt, huh? And more paralyze. I forget, do ogre mages see invisible? Yeah, they do. We're just gonna roll the dice, really, trying to kill him as fast as possible. Please don't paralyze me. Okay, good. Go invis. Perfect. Not bad. Whoa, see that? 40 damage, one hit. It's easy to think that these guys can't own you, but boy, they can. Of course, we regen hilariously quickly, so just have to run around for a few turns, and boom, I'm near full. Nice. Ah, an Etten. The big boy is here. Stab him with the invis. Yeah, Stormworm, that's kind of just how the game is set up. You know, you're gonna take a lot of damage all of a sudden and wonder how it happened. The game really wants to lull you into a sense of security and then take it all away from you. Alright, a lot of unrants here. Maxwell's patent armor would be nice for this character, I suppose, but we can't, not allowed to use it too heavy. Storm Dragon Scales we might purchase just to hope that it's high enough enchant that we can send it over to the Trove. Mask of the Dragon is nice. Senv, MR+, Slay +3. But that takes away my beautiful bear spirit. And I'm actually really enjoying having the extra hit points from the spirit shield, so I don't know about that. I do not know about that. Ringmails are right out. They're too heavy for this character to be allowed to use them, according to the rules of the challenge. Coquitas, spelled differently, COC instead of KOK. But yeah, it's from Dante's Inferno. I think that was the icy lake at the bottom of all the layers of hell in Dante's Inferno, the one that Satan was trapped in. Alright, can't afford the Storm Dragon Scales. It wants a +3 Storm Dragon Scales. Sure hope that's... Sure hope it's actually +3, because I'm seriously considering just holding out for it. It's one of the ways you can counter the giant, you just send him there. Yeah, typically in games, one of the big tropes is like if something is a huge, unkillable, you know, virtually unkillable, just beefcake, the trick is to use some kind of hex magic to get rid of them. And that like tends to bear out in DCSS as well. You'll notice Ettins, two-headed ogres, the stuff, the NPCs that can do a lot of damage to you but are basically just giant walking piles of damage and hit points, tend to have low MR. And so you can do things like abyss them, or... Oops. Whoa, okay. We got teleported. go invis. Stab. Stab. Wow, we're getting a lot of stabs. Holy shit. That was a lot of stabs. Alrighty. Well, I mean, that's the funny thing about games like that, actually. You were saying that people were complaining that the giant was overpowered or whatever. And it's funny because in games like that, things can feel really, really overpowered until you figure out how to counter them, you know? Which is just an aspect of competitive games, especially competitive strategy games, that has always been kind of interesting to me. Because when you're being crushed, everything seems unfair, you know? And it's the same thing even in single-player games, like DCSS, actually. You'd be surprised how many people say, well, it's the RNG's fault that I lost. You know, it's not my fault. I didn't do this. But it's just that they don't know enough about the game yet to understand exactly how it is that they screwed up. Okay, let's evoke invis. Can't para me, right? Oh wow, 1%. Banish, though. Wand of Digging. Okay, we don't need to buy that anymore. You know what? As soon as I get the gold, I'm gonna roll the dice. On the Storm Dragon scales. What's up, guys who are owning me? Easy to forget that they can give each other might now. There's some gold in the back of this. Should be enough. Hell yeah. I'm a gambler at heart. And the gamble fails, baby. Plus 0 Storm Dragon scales, not +3, and it's an artifact, so I can't enchant it further myself. So we just blew 1,800 gold for nothing. Whoops. Alrighty, that's fine. Calculated risk. I mean, there was nothing really that we needed immediately since we found that dig wand, so not too concerned. Let's just finish out D12. This is the final floor of dungeon in BCrawl, so... Oh, hello. Look at this, you know, usually you're very sad when you turn the corner and run into a monster, but because we get the free stab, she just dies, which is awesome. She had a robe of fire resist, which I'm frankly tempted to wear, since having fire resist is way better than having, you know, regen R-Core Slay +3. Yeah, didn't wake up. My stealth is really high. Uh-oh. Here's where having that fire resist would be really nice. Can this stuff see invisible? Yeah, it can. I can kill this stuff one at a time, I guess. Hey, buddy. That is a brain. We stab him. You are surrounded by darkness. Okay. So, yeah, I guess this version of the Night Stalker, or the Vine Stalker, does in fact get full-on darkness. Pretty cool. Okay, we zerk the stuff down. Certainly a bit of a risky move with no RF, but it worked out. I kind of figured with our insane weapon we would be able to clear those things pretty fast, especially since they're all vulnerable to the freeze. Not that freeze is a super amazing brand on a rapier, but let's get invisi-stabs on these things. Very cool. Alrighty. pretty much the floor. A little bit left, I guess. Go invis. I'm kind of interested in how I'm going to... How am I going to solve the challenge of getting a rune without killing anything in that branch, you know? By the way, let's drop these blowguns and needles. Since we can't swap weapons, really, because of the star drain. Maybe we'll come back for it later. I mean, invis is not how you would really... Invis in DCSS doesn't work the way that you'd really expect, where it's like, well, I'm invisible, nothing can attack me. They kind of still know where you are, they have some idea, and they'll try to throw stuff where they think you are, or they'll try to move and therefore attack where they think you are. Maybe try to level up to 27 first. See, that's what I was thinking. Like, we could wait until we're leveled up. There's no restriction on levels, so we could just come back in when we're hilariously over-leveled, and it would probably work okay. I don't know. No, it's doable now, for sure. We have 3 magic mapping, and there's only 3 floors each. I mean, with like haste, and remember we're Death Menos, so we have shadow form. We could make it work right now, I promise you. Is there anything like switching planes of existence? Sort of, but then you end up in the abyss where you don't want to be. Let's identify these potions. Plus, it's more fun if I try to do it now. It's just a matter of... do I do swamp or spider? More things see invisible in swamp, but spider could really screw me over. Let me go into spider real fast. And we won't kill anything. We're just gonna take a quick look in here. We've got this darkness too. Although if I could level it up, if it levels up to 3, that'd be pretty sick. Oh wait, no, we already have it. Night Stalker 3. That's awesome. Yeah, banishment is pretty spooky when you're a newer player. You tend to find ways around it once you play for a while, though. You know, swamp is less likely to have stuff that will block my path to the rune. Let's go try to do it in swamp. Let's do that right now. Go to magic map. It's downstairs right over there. Okay, so we're not allowed to kill anything in this entire branch. Oh no, a distortion weapon. Yeah, disto weapons are special. If you take them off, you have a chance of taking damage or going to the abyss. Unless you're worshipping Lagonu. Okay, there's an ice cave here. I think I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, we got off screen from the Hornet. Now we're going to magic map again. Still haven't killed anything. He didn't wake up. Good. How much fear do we have? 4? Good. I'm gonna go invisible. Took me like 4 tries, damn. I'm gonna fly, because it makes noise when you walk into water. Alright, we're gonna magic map. Where's the rune? Oh, we got the worst possible end vault. Probably one of the worst. That's, this is the one with all the demons and crap, right? Demons and T-Mons and various garbage. Well, did we have blink? We have 3 blink. Okay, we're gonna haste. Still flying. Where's the rune? Isn't the rune in here? I should probably check and see exactly what Shadow Form does. Okay, it doesn't, it just reduces damage. It doesn't actually make me more stealthy, I don't think. Hold on, man, where's the rune? You flicker back into view, not good. I'm gonna go invis again. Oh, contaminated. Oh, there's Lerny. Oh. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. So Lerny's in here. Where the hell's the rune? Is it at the top left? Is it in this little cubby hole back here? I thought it was in the center. This is not the demon one, obviously. I wish I hadn't gotten so contaminated. Okay, can I... Okay, not good. Not good. We're still hasted, but they're way faster than me in the water. Bottom left, Raga, you say? Oh, Raga, I meant to ask you. I'm doing this in BCrawl with a rogue. Is that okay? I feel like it's actually more thematic for Maurice, because, I mean, he's more of a rogue than an assassin, and assassins don't exist in BCrawl, so... Bottom left, he says. So we blink over here. Gonna go Shadow Form, we're gonna fail. Go Shadow Form, we're going to succeed. Lerny actually gets an attack on me. Oops. Because I got memed on. I got shoved by the Swamp Dragon. Okay. Blink. Still flying. Still hasted. There it is. Okay, check it out. First, we're gonna telly. Okay, here's the order of operations. Telly, blink, grab. Okay. Oh. Alright, that's not bad, but we really don't want to go up the staircase because we don't... Where will it lead? Definitely not where we want to be. Well, it could end up here. Well, we're not quite done, Elder, because we're still not allowed to kill stuff. We actually have to make it out of here, so... Let's see if this is the right one. Okay, this is acceptable. Oh, he's yanking me. We're gonna fear him. We have one more haste. I don't really want to burn it yet. Evoke flight. Uh-oh. We're slowed. Burn another fear to get the hornet away from me. Go up. That's not good. That's not good. So the problem with this is we have to get these guys out of the way, but we don't have blink, do we? However, I think I can... Yeah, I can shadow step. Have no fear, the illusion can't do damage, I don't think. Oh, yeah, he can. Freaking BCrawl. Shadow clone of yourself remains briefly behind for a duration, depending on your invocation skill. Don't kill anything, please. Okay. Tell him to run away. Okay, I think he disappeared. I didn't get any experience, right? Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Okay, so we're still... We have not broken conduct. Okay, now, one thing is I'm not allowed to pull things out of the branch and then kill them. So I'm gonna have to find a way to get these guys off my ass, basically. Paralyze, paralyze, please work. Paralyze. Boom! Yeah, baby! Now that was fun. I like that. That was pretty cool, actually. So in BCrawl, everything is identified once you get a rune, so we can drop our ID scrolls. Damn, that was actually really cool. I like that. You know what? We should have waited. We should have waited to buy the Storm Dragon scales, I think. Thanks, guys. I should have waited to buy the Storm Dragon scales until I got that first rune, since it gets identified in the shop in BCrawl. Except, maybe not, because this Ring of Evasion is still unidentified. Maybe I'm confused on how this works. Maybe it only gets identified when you are holding it. Wow, okay, well I think that's an excellent stopping point. We got our first rune. We'll never go back. We'll never go back to Swamp. Who knows what we'll do next. I don't have our poise, and I don't have the money to buy the our poise ring, but I do have invis, so we'll probably just fight through Spider without our poise. Anyway, yeah, good stopping point. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. Had a lot of fun doing that challenge. The rest of it should be basically a milk run, as far as like difficulty goes. I mean, we still have to get the Abyssal Rune during the Orb run, but that's not a big deal. And we still have to win wearing light armor, which is sort of annoying. And we still have to keep using Short Blades, which again is kind of an annoyance, but I don't think it's going to be like nearly as much of a hassle as that rune, that no-kill rune adventure we just undertook was. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I am signing out. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.